Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. I'm just on AI Tellies, the channel. Just passed it, to be honest. Passed a few videos mentioning this, but I forgot to make a video on it. But yeah, sonic weapons. Again, there's a video of here to the right. U.S. military using sonic weapons is worse than you think. So there's been a few videos on it. I mentioned it a while back about sonic weapons. More to do with the protest in Britain and the sort of anti-immigration protests, the migrant hotel protests, protests of any kind, really. And I said in the future, they have technology that they've had for quite a long time, to be honest, that they can literally put people to the knees in seconds with certain frequencies and sounds. And the reports coming out of Venezuela from some of the guards that they felt the floor and the noses were bleeding. Yeah, they used, and this is, I said as well. It all seemed a bit strange to me. The Venezuela thing, it went off without a hitch. It all seemed too perfect for. Well, no one was shot, you know what I mean? What the hell going on? How do you get in and out and capture this guy? And no one's fucking, no casualties whatsoever. Um, Not even big reports of a firefight of any kind with boots on the ground. So I thought it all just seemed a bit too, well, it seemed to go too well in some ways. There was somewhat missing, you know what I mean? So the thing that was kind of missing is that they used sonic weapons on the Venezuelan people and forces is kind of the cracks coming out here. So multiple reports of it, and again, this apparently Venezuelan army forces have actually come out and said they used sonic weapons on us, and we had nosebleeds, and we were dropped to the floor with like pain in our head. And this is the kind of technology they've got that I was speaking of when talking about protests. And if they want to stop protests, they have the technology to stop protests at any time, anywhere. They're just letting these happen because it's order out of chaos in many ways. They want the chaos, as I've mentioned before. They want the tensions. Again, you can bring in more rules when you have chaos and people break rules. So order out of chaos. They want chaos at the moment, so it'll all be allowed to happen. The minute they want chaos anymore, they can shut it down in minutes. Do you know what I mean? And everybody in the protest will be lying on the floor, gripping their head and their ears with these sonic weapons. So that was the crack anyway. I mentioned them quite a while ago. They've existed for a long time. Near me, we used to have sort of a nightclub that had sort of a sonic weapon of sorts outside it at 2 o'clock. It would play a high pitch frequency noise at 2 o'clock to disperse the youth because there was old people's flats in the vicinity and people lived in the vicinity. So to disperse the youth, they played sort of a high frequency noise, like frequency, and older people, as you get deafer throughout your age, they couldn't hear it anymore. It was predominantly aimed at sort of the hearing of sort of 20-year-olds, 21, that kind of age range, 18, to try and get rid of them at 2 o'clock in the morning when the pub shut so they didn't annoy all the old people. And apparently the old people couldn't really hear it because it was a frequency that had been lost through age kind of thing and hearing. So that was a very sort of that's not it's kind of being used as a weapon, but not in the same sense, if you know what I mean. And that's just like a pub using it, you know what I mean. And that's like 50. This pub's been knocked down for over 10 years. So this technology is nothing new. Sonic weapons, it really isn't. We just don't really use it very often because there isn't really the call for to use it. But I mean, there's many cases in history where the American government, sorry, the Russian government was bombarding an American embassy with like sonic weapons. There's a case in history. I'd have to find it. I can't remember what it was called now. So this is very much a thing. You know what I mean? It very much is a thing. Sonic weapons. So I just thought we'd have a listen to this again, and some of the, it's only 9 minutes long, some of the things they can do with these sonic weapons as well. Should probably have an explanation in here. So yeah, sonic weapons, apparently used in Venezuela, and again, can be used at any time for crowd dispersal, was my point originally. So let's have a listen to this.
Did the U.S. military deploy a secret sonic weapon during the raid in Venezuela? According to witnesses on the ground, the operation began with an unexplained radar blackout, followed massive drone swarm and the sounds of helicopters. Despite being outnumbered 5-1, the small U.S. Special Forces team faced less resistance. Why? Reports indicate soldiers suffered from vertigo, vomiting, and internal bleeding. Military analysts believe this was a soft kill operation, likely utilizing a high-power microwave device. More detail all in the video ahead. Based on witness testimony, here's how the event likely occurred.
Yeah, witness testimony. So again, sonic weapons, like pain in your head, spewing up, bleeding from your nose. Basically, it incapacitates you completely, and you're no good for fuck all. Do you know what I mean? So again, this is why it could be used on protests in city centres in the future as well, because the protests are getting out of hand, and they just even don't want the protests. They literally can use sonic weapons on you, and there is no longer a protest in approximately 10 seconds. You know what I mean? So yeah, they've got some good technology, and it's like people. I don't think people are aware of how good a technology we've got at this point. Then this is kind of proof of it, that like of the tech, some of the tech, and we'll have better than this, I would imagine. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I thought at the time this went too smoothly. We're not being told somebody. Like there's no way you get in and out, boots on the ground, pick this guy up, arrest him and his wife, and don't take a shot, because they don't seem to have faced any resistance when they got on the ground or anything. There's no talk of a firefight or anything at all. So yeah, I thought it all just went a bit too smoothly. So, but this is the answer really, if they've used a sonic weapon on them. So let's hear a bit more.
Likely occurred. Venezuelan soldiers were on standard guard duty when their radar systems suddenly shut down without warning. Immediately after the blackout, a massive drone swarm appeared over the facility, followed by 8 helicopters equipped with unidentified technology. A 20-man team of Delta and Special Forces operatives deployed from the helicopters. The encounter took a mysterious turn when the defending force of 100 soldiers reportedly froze, leaving them unable to compete with a smaller elite team. Witnesses noted that the Delta Force operatives fired with impossible precision, estimating a rate of fire near 300 rounds per minute per soldier. It is theorized that Black Hawk helicopters were used to deploy this capability, utilizing disc-shaped radar attachments to launch a directed beam at the opposing troops. They reported internal trauma. They suffered immediate vestibular incapacitation, meaning...
Yeah, it's very difficult to fire back when you're fucking incapacitated. Like, that's kind of the crack, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was completely like cripples you basically. Like they can turn up the power if you know what I mean. Like there's levels of I mean, I think they can kill you. To be honest, I think they can kill you, and I think there is actually like a Senate committee meeting kind of thing in America, where people are talking about this in like a committee, and they ask 3 people, do you know anybody who's died from having this been used on them? And all 3 say yes. So they can put voices in your head as well, and make it feel like the voice is coming, like you know what I mean, like you've gone crazy. They can literally put voices in your head. Is apparently the crack as well. Yeah, like some of the technology we've got, people will never grasp. So again, I thought it says there that just incapacitated all the soldiers. I thought it was a bit strange that you get in and out with no casualties. Do you know what I mean? And no firefight. Like apparently they did fire, but these guys aren't firing back if they're incapacitated. You know what I mean? So it's not really a firefight in the sense of both teams putting up a resistance and stopping you getting to the president. They kind of just walked in, got him, and walked out. And I thought, hold on a minute, this is all a bit like strange here. No casualties either. So something that just seemed a bit weird to me. So this could be the explanation: sonic weapons. You know what I mean? So I'll play a bit more.
A total loss of balance and paralysis. Some even reported bleeding from the nose and vomiting blood, symptoms consistent with internal hemorrhaging. While the Pentagon hasn't officially disclosed the specific hardware, military experts often call this a soft kill system. So how does it actually work? To understand the weapon, you first have to look at what it did. The most likely candidate for a weapon that creates that kind of internal pressure without external sound is a high-power microwave device. It relies on something called the Frey effect. The weapon, probably carried by a Chinook or a Black Hawk helicopter, fires a focused beam of pulsed microwave energy, not sound waves, that passes right through the skull. These beams are absorbed by the water in the brain tissue and the fluid in the inner ear. This energy causes a minuscule, rapid heating of the tissue, less than 1 degree Celsius. But that tiny sudden expansion generates a pressure wave inside the skull. The consequence? The target hears a sound, clicks, buzzing, or a roar that originates inside their own head, bypassing the eardrums entirely. If the frequency is tuned to the resonance of the inner ear, it violently disrupts the body's balance, causing immediate vertigo. At higher power levels, that rapid tissue expansion can rupture capillaries, leading to the reported nosebleeds and internal trauma.
So, long story short, they can fuck you up with sonic and sound waves, etc., from distance. And again, they could put these things on like riot vans, and it's all kind of been planned, that as well, to be honest. That's why I knew about the sonic weapons in the first place. Because that's the crack for riots and civil unrest in the future. That they're going to use sonic weapons to disperse everybody, and again in the new world order where everybody has to do as you're told, there will be no protests. So yeah, the sonic weapons are very much a thing. We've had them for quite a while, and they will be used on the public eventually when needs be, when civil unrest gets too great. That's how they will disperse everybody, using sonic weapons. Works absolutely brilliantly, to be honest. Like as seen here, you just fall to your knees in absolute agony in your head, bleeding from your ears and your nose, and yeah, you can't do fuck all. So sonic weapons, just thought I'd give it a mention, because I'd mentioned it before, as again, as a bit of it's a good crowd control method, and he's going to be deployed eventually as crowd control. But here we've seen a use of it in apparently. But as well, like, it's all still a fugazi, you know what I mean? Like, it's all still, again, the whole Venezuela president. He's a Freemason, it's all Masonic, it's all a show for the people in many ways, but not at the top level. I mean, it's a show at the top level. All these guys in the helicopters that landed on the ground, they're doing a job here, you know what I mean? It's not a fugazi at that level. Unfortunately, that's the thing. And when it drops down to our level, it's no longer the fugazi, because we've made it real. You know what I mean? Like, these troops have made it real. But because they've incapacitated the foreign troops, the Venezuelan troops, that was always the plan, to get in and get out and not fire a shot. Like Maduro, as an example, look at Gaddafi and look at Saddam Hussein and other people that we've taken out here. Who, this guy didn't put up didn't try and fire back himself or anything at all. Yeah, just got arrested with his wife. So again, people have covered like how he's a Freemason. I think I've covered it in a video, but again, there's more detailed videos on it. So I still kind of think it's all a fugazi at the top level, but it's not. The shit rolls downhill. These all people are all in the army. They're told to go here and do that, and you know what I mean. So they go and do it. So it's been done. I wouldn't say any of the actual military operation is fake or anything like that. When I say it's a fugazi, it's all planned, you know what I mean? It's all planned. And Maduro will be fine, is what we're saying here. Maduro will be fine. So, yeah, well, I just thought I'd give it a mention. Sonic weapons, there we go. In full flight. Peace.